45 seconds.
Thank you. Now, player 3, I think you know the drill. Yo, one more thing. You looking for a 21-question game or more like a 7-question tournament game? Thank you very much.
30 seconds.
Player 1, your buzzer's the letter Q as in quadragenarian. Player 2, you buzz in on the letter B as in humbug. And player 3, you are the letter P as in pale horse.
20 seconds.
Yikes, we're at 20 already. All right, you're gonna get a bunch of questions. First person to hit their buzzer gets first crack at the cash. Pick the answer you think is right and hit the number on the keyboard. Got it? Good. Godspeed.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Well, don't the three of you look nice today? Move in close. Come on, give me a big smile. Come on. There you go. I'll give you a couple of copies after the game. All right, no time for dilly-dally. All right, let's get going by passing out the hardware. Okay, screws and how to use them. If you want to force your neighbor to answer a question that you know they don't know, buzz in and slap that S key. That's how you screw. At least that's what I've been told. Looks like the little clock on the wall says it's Jack time. Player 3, give me some category.
Trivia emergency. Call 911.
Pucker up for beat on, beat off, the beater. This one's worth $1,000. All right, you know who the beatniks were, right? You know, the 50s version of posers. Given how the beatniks would applaud, which of the following would they most likely be interested in purchasing instead of the clapper? The snapper, the hisser, the foot stomper, or the farter? All yours, player 1. At poetry readings, the beatniks would show their appreciation by snapping instead of clapping. It worked really well until they all grew old and got arthritis. All right, man. Oh! Player 1, give me category. For your enjoyment, I'm too sexy for my name. Get it right, I'm handing over $2K. Just step up and take a swing at this one. Which of these men is not a legendary sex symbol? Fiorello LaGuardia, Don Giovanni, Marcello Mastroianni, or Rudolph Valentino? Take a shot, player 2. Fiorello LaGuardia was the mayor of New York City. He was so sexy, they named an airport after him. Player 2, take your pick.
Son, you best be out of town before I count to 3!
And this one is, the ice is sponsored by Coca-Cola. $3,000 for this one. Put it in gear, 'cause here we go. Which of the following Winter Olympic moments best illustrates the force known as torque? A figure skater performing a triple axel, a slap shot in ice hockey, a slalom participant swerving around flags, or a bobsled going too fast and flipping over? Player 1. For a triple axel, a skater drives one skate directly into the ice. The force of a horizontally moving skate and the stationary ice creates angular acceleration or spin, and that's torque. Oh, so that's what my classmates were calling me when I practiced my figure skating moves in the hallway. A torque. Player 1, it's up to you. What's next? Well, looks like this category is, sometimes writers just have to die. How does $2,000 sound?
She's pissed.
He's pissed. We're pissed. So pissed about a question. We're pissed about
Okay, this pissed about a question letter is from Nancy F. She's a high school English teacher in Ontario, and she writes about a Romeo and Juliet question. I've taught Romeo and Juliet about 1,000,000 times, and I can tell you most assuredly that the couple did marry before they died. Signed, Nancy F. Well, we checked it out, Nancy, and, you're right. Hey, who wrote that question?
Cookie, that writer no longer works here.
Good. Well, let's just call her Ms. X. So tell me this. If we make Ms. X kill herself in the same way that the newly married Juliet killed herself, how will Ms. X die? Ms. X will stab herself, Ms. X will hang herself, Ms. X will poison herself, or Ms. X will jump out a window. Player 3, do it! Apparently, Ms. X was lax. In her research, Juliet sees the body of her dead husband, tries to poison herself, but finally stabs herself to death. Unfortunately, we're too late to do anything about Ms. X. See, last month she screwed up a question about Old Yeller, and we took her out back and shot her. Player 3, time to make a decision.
Give me one good reason.
I'll give you 5! Say hello to Your Breath is Fresh. $2,000 for a correct answer. Let's see how you handle this one. According to the back of the bottle, if you accidentally swallow a mouthful of scope, what should you do? Gargle again for maximum effect, kiss someone while breath is freshest, chase with lemon juice and salt water, or contact poison control immediately? Player 2, grab it! According to the back of the bottle, if you accidentally ingest scope, you know, the stuff you're supposed to put in your mouth, then you should seek professional assistance or contact poison control immediately. Don't worry too much, though. You'll still taste minty. Your turn, player 2. What's it gonna be?
Dude, I figured it was a party, so I brought along a...
The selection is, what a way to make a living. $1,000 if you get it. Heads up, here it comes. Considering how much of the average 9-to-5 workday goes toward paying taxes, at approximately what time each day do you start earning money for yourself? During your 11:50 pre-lunch pee, during your 1:15 liquid lunch, during your 2:05 post-lunch dump, or during your 3:20 nicotine fix? Player 2, it's yours. About the first 2 hours and 40-some minutes of an average workday go toward paying taxes, and that takes you right up to your pre-lunch pee. All right, now it's time to start earning my own money. I wonder what player 2's gonna pick.
Come on, baby needs an 8.
7! Ah, crap.
This category's known as, it's fun for a girl and a boy, and you pocket $2,000 if you get this one. Ah, spring, my favorite season. If you take the spring out of a standard slinky, what will you be left with? 20 feet of rubber, 80 feet of wire, 100 feet of demagnetized sheet metal, or 200 feet of aluminum? Bet you wish you'd pick this. The standard slinky is 80 feet of coiled wire. When you're a kid, you play with it. When you're an adult, you get it out of the house before the police show up. It's all about you, player 3. Which one do you want? Uh-oh, wet suck tit shine floor.
It's time for a quick henchman.
One gibberish category coming up. By all means, take the credit card, son. How about $5,000 to start this gibberish question? Now listen up. Every second and a half, some of the cash is going to disappear, so if you want to win big, you got to be quick. Okay, heads up. When you know this, buzz in and type it out. With what cliche does this gibberish rhyme? Won't grudge the schnook my discover. Player 1, it's all you. Type in your answer and hit return. Don't judge a book by its cover, unless it's a Harlequin romance. In that case, I think you're pretty safe. Player 1, hit me with the category. Open wide and get ready for, flop. And it's worth $2,000 if you get this one right. Put your tray in the upright position. It's time for takeoff. If the crowd at a Hansen concert all came down with Hansen's disease, what would the concert cleanup crew be sweeping up after the show? Fingers and toes, hair and dandruff, phlegm and saliva, or pants and shirts? Up to you, player 3. Player 3, who gets the pointy end? Player 1, you've just been screwed. Let's see what you've got. Wait, for the crowd at a Hansen concert, their hair is just coming in, not starting to fall out. Player 2, player 3, who's going for it? Player 2, grab it. You gotta answer it, player 3. Ball's in your court, player 2. See, now, I could have given you some cash if you picked this. Hansen's disease is another name for leprosy, but luckily for the cleanup crew, everyone wants a piece of Hansen. Player 3, you make the call.
Semper ubi sub ubi.
X.
Okay, give it up for Reach for the Stars and the football. You give me a right answer, I give you $3,000. Hey, you know how constellations are just the outlines of groups of stars that look like animals and other stuff? Well, since there's no constellation for their team animal, which of these NFL teams could not be said to be a team full of all-stars? The Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Denver Broncos, or the Los Angeles Rams? Player 2, it's yours. Player 1, player 3, who's gonna grab it? Player 1, hit it. There's no constellation for a Bronco or even a horse. But John Elway's teeth sparkle like a bright shining star, and isn't that enough? Yeah, I thought not. One down, round 2 to go. Let's get on it. Time to give out some screws. There you go, one each. Every question in round 2 is worth twice as much, so we got some serious cash at stake here. Let's get to it. Let's have a category, player 1. Now serving, plundering the community chest. Play your cards right, you win $4,000. Okay, remember those 19th century robber barons, a bunch of vicious capitalists and really good at board games? Suppose you were playing Monopoly with robber baron Jay Gould. Considering his life, what would be his strategy? Running his empire from jail, getting to electricity first, buying up the railroads, or building a lot of hotels? Player 3, make it happen. Player 3, who would you like to screw today? You're screwed, player 1. Give me an answer. Gould bought railroads, lots of them, anytime he could. And as long as you're playing, I wouldn't let him be the top hat. He always wins when he's the top hat. Guess what, player 3? You're the one who's screwed. Player 1, tell me what's happening. This one's called Kenny Rogers Never Gambled Like This. You get 4,000 clams for this one. Think fast. Suppose you're playing poker and you slip the guy next to you a couple of ace inhibitors. What will most likely happen to him? He'll suddenly give you all his chips. He won't urinate if he gets a good hand. His blood pressure will lower as he deals, or he won't be able to see your cards. Take a shot, player 2. Player 2, who's getting it? Gotta answer it, Player 1.
Come on, just one more queen. Yes!
Player 2, Player 3, the time is now. In case you're wondering, ACE inhibitors are drugs which control hypertension.
Well, looky here. I got me a royal flush, and I'm gonna win me this hand. I surely am. Oh, my heart!
Your call, Player 3. And I believe this one's called, Come Out With Your Hands Up, Mr. Vice President. $2,000 says you don't know this one. Okay, pay attention and tell me who this wanted poster is for. Wanted for murder, former Vice President and Attorney General may be armed. He has already killed Founding Father Alexander Hamilton in cold blood. Reward for his capture. Who is wanted? George Clinton, Aaron Burr, John Adams, or James Madison? All yours, Player 1. Aaron Burr killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel in 1804. And then he went on to a lucrative career as TV's Perry Mason. Player 1, your choice. What are we doing? May I introduce Seesaw? And get this one right, you got 4K coming your way. Okay, we all know what a saw is. It's one of those long ridged sharp things that those hunky lumberjacks use. But tell me this. In the sentence, what I saw was too nauseating to recount, what do the words what I saw make up? A verbal, an indirect object, a predicate, or a noun clause? Player 1, hit it. How do I say this indirectly? Okay, got it. You are so not right. Player 2, Player 3, who wants it? Player 2, grab it. In this sentence, what I saw is a noun clause, a dependent clause that acts as the subject. And what I saw was too... You have the honors, Player 2. Shake hands with. I've got 3 balls. 4,000 big ones for a right answer here. Now listen up, cuz we're gonna play in some celebrity trash. Buzz in and tell me whose trash we're into. All right, let's see. There's an old wooden tennis racket, a bunch of Wimbledon titles, a 1973 parking ticket stub from the Astrodome, and a runner-ups trophy from the Battle of the Sexes. Whose trash is this? Vitas Gerulaitis, Bobby Riggs, Billie Jean King, or Martina Navratilova? Player 1. Bobby Riggs. He came out of retirement to show that a middle-aged man could beat the world's best female tennis player. One problem. He forgot to win. Okay, so Riggs lost to Billie Jean King. He was old. Now, I, on the other hand...
Hey, Cookie.
Okay, let's go on to the next question. Player 1, ante up. Whoa, players 2 and 3, take a breather, because player 1 is about to take off in a dis or dat. The category for this dis or dat question is, my calculator writes term papers. Okay, I'm gonna read off 7 words, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a word that can be spelled with upside down numbers on a pocket calculator or not. If it's a word you can spell on an upside down calculator, press 1. If there's no way to make the upside down calculator numbers look like this word, press 2. And press 4 if you want to skip. Each correct answer will net you $1,000, but $1,000 off for each one you miss or any that you just don't get to. All right, let's put 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go in. Hell, can't spell it on a calculator or can't? Hog. bogey. Hellhole. Last one. Nice. That's all she wrote. Perfect. And with time to spare, here you go. Oh, well, just another day at the office. All right, let's move on. Player 3, what looks good to you? The category is, are those big cones, or are you just happy to see me? Hello, we're talking $6 grand, so pay attention. Let's see if you can wrap your head around this. What's Madonna shown doing on page 83 of the book Sex? She's in a pool with Isabella Rossellini, she's sitting on an old man's lap, she's sucking on a woman's big toe, or she's undressing Vanilla Ice. Player 1, hit it. Oh, player 1, who's getting screwed? Gotta answer it, player 2. Wow, you must have read it a lot. On page 83, she's sitting on an old man's lap, topless and smoking a cigarette. You don't even want to know what he's doing. Player 1, one good screw deserves another. Category time. Player 2, it's your call.
Put down that magazine, kid, until you're 18!
Here we have, unhappy? Express yourself. How does $4,000 grab you?
She's pissed!
He's pissed.
We're pissed!
So pissed about a
question. We're pissed about...
Okay, I've got a pissed about a question letter here from a Mr. Thomas M. of White Settlement, Texas. And my oh my, is he ever steamed. So Mr. Thomas M. remarks, without a doubt, that was the stupidest episode you've ever had. Madonna, please. I guess one needs to be a 14-year-old girl to qualify for this show. You guys have a bad weekend? Very astute observations, Thomas M. But tell me this. What's really the stupidest episode we've ever aired? Men in Tights, Go Do Something Else, Arbor Day, or Stupid Ways to Die? For the curious, here's the right answer. There's no better way to drive people away from playing the net show than to tell them to go do something else. What were we thinking? Or wait a second, I think it was like we had just received a whole batch of stupid, rambling, pissed about a question letters, rife with spelling and grammatical errors, and we were trying to convince those idiots to go bother somebody else. Yeah, maybe we weren't so stupid. Player 3, tell me what's on your mind. Coming at you. Look, Krug find lipstick. Get a right answer, you're walking away with $4 grand. Hey, do you remember the Clan of the Cave Bear? You know that movie where Daryl Hannah's a cave dweller with her personal makeup artist? Well, if the Clan of the Cave Bear took place in the Cave of Lascaux, what primitive dialogue would you most likely hear?
Dwarf hide with French resistance. Grod dig limestone for Romans. Kreb paint self-portrait.
Or,
Groove study insects.
Player 3, do it. In 1940, 14,000-year-old cave paintings were discovered in the Cave of Lascaux, France. Hey, you sit me in a cave with Daryl Hannah in a fur loincloth, and I'd want to capture that image somehow, too. Player 3, you make the call. This one likes to go by. He's dating a woman old enough to be his ancestor. How does $2,000 sound? Hey, it's time for another episode of the dating game. Which of these bachelors would be the best at dating some old fossil? Bachelor number H1, bachelor number C14, bachelor number O3, or bachelor number N12? Layer 2, it's yours. Carbon-14 is a carbon isotope used in dating fossils as old as 50,000 years.
And bachelor number C14 is a spontaneous radioactive guy who knows how to have a good time. He says he's the half-life of every party.
Layer 2, give me something. All rise, the attack is now in session. If you see two words that go together on the screen, buzz in and you've got $2,000. Hit your buzzer when they don't go together. You can kiss $2,000 goodbye. Here's the fun part.
Remember the clue.
The words only match if they fit this clue. Guess who's coming? Boy, last time I played that game, I wound up having to take a very long shower. Anyway, here we go. Layer 2, this baby's all yours. I mean, look at it. It's got your eyes, your nose, your hair. It even smiles when you say,
You don't know Jack!
Are you tired of the rising costs of babysitting? Have you spent hours trying to
Well,
set up
happy
a
day.
hidden camera
All
to
three
keep
of
an
you
eye
are on the high
person
scoreboard.
keeping an
You know, I
eye
can
on
never
your
remember if this is a
children?
Hallmark
Your
moment
kids
or a
love their
Kodak
juice and
moment.
sugar
But
coated
I'll tell you
cereal.
what,
If
you
you answer
let me know
yes
if you
to
want
any
to
of
play
these
again. I'll go
questions,
see if I can
your
find a picture of a
babysitting
greeting
worries are
card.
gone for good. Introducing Valley Yummies, the sugar-coated pharmaceutical cereal. Just give your kids a bowl of Valley Yummies before you go out, and they won't need any supervision for at least 10 to 12 hours.
We fed our kids Valley Yummies last night before we left, and we just got home and they're still out cold, and it's dawn.
My wife will never have to worry that I'm having an affair with the babysitter again.
Valley Yummies. When you're out, make sure the kids are too.
You don't have to be in the business to have your own personal agent.
That'll be $1.80.
Ma'am, my client is prepared to pay $1.50 for these items.
Who are you?
I'm his agent. Hello?
Your own personal agent will handle all your problems.
You bastard! You won't return my phone calls, my letters. I love you!
My client can pencil you in for a meeting sometime next month, okay?
Your own personal agent will make sure you never get a raw deal.
My client is prepared to pay pay 10%
My
of this
client will be
telephone
voting
bill.
straight Republican.
2 double cheeseburgers and 2 chocolate shakes.
My client would
on
like
the
to
double.
come backstage.
Why can't the doctor see my client now?
Taxi!
I'm his agent.
I'm his
Well, in
agent.
that case, 3.
Hello?
Okay, so that'll be $3.49 due back Thursday. Enjoy your movie.
I'd say $2.10 is a much more realistic offer. My client will, of course, back-end you 39 cents.
New releases are 2
Well,
days,
if you're not serious
so
about this
that's-
negotiation, I guess we have nothing more to discuss. Let's go.
Keep your mouth shut and let your own personal agent do the talking.
Ready to go to lunch, Paul? Hey, something wrong?
Oh man, I got this tune stuck in my head and I can't get it out. Now there's hope for Paul with new Tune Away. Just insert Tune Away into one nostril and squeeze. Its scientifically tested blend of amnesio acids go right to the tune, first clearing out those driving rhythms, then wiping away the melody until that tune is gone.
Is that tune out of your head now?
That's right, thanks to Tune Away.
And now we can go to lunch, Paul.
Who's Paul?
Tune Away gets rid of that tune in your head forever.
What's lunch?
Excuse me, sir.
Are you going to buy anything? Are you feeling
Ring, If you're not going to buy anything, you have to get out of the store.
Brought to you by the American Council on Psychedelics. I saw God.
WALEFM presents
Whale Rock! These enormous aquatic mammals rock!
20 baleen-banging whale songs that'll make your blubber boil.
Get your dorsal fins in the air.
All your favorite underwater hits.
Shove it down your blowhole!
Bloody harpoon.
Baby got humpback! Go beach yourself!
Whale Rock!
Look for it at your favorite environmental music store.